arts.
Pure martial arts. All right,
Yes.
and we are rolling.
We're rolling?
We're rolling.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Hey guys.
Welcome back to another Dragon Launch video, y'all.
Yep, this is my new hairstyle. Hope y'all like it.
Yeah, I think he looks kind of cute, you know.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Leave in the comment if you guys want to see me more like this. Anyhow, so welcome back to our videos and welcome everybody to the first episode. I don't know, it could be the only video or it could be the first of many, but welcome to, I don't know, what do we call this? Fucking drunken podcast? Drunken talk?
Drunken disciples.
Drunk, I don't know, but we are drunk. We're a little tipsy right now.
Yeah, bro. I think I had like three
Yeah,
shots of Jack
shots.
Daniels, but that didn't help, so I tried a shot of vodka. Now I'm feeling a little tipsy right now.
Yeah, and I had 2 shots of vodka. I'm a little tipsy right now. But anyways, welcome to our first ever drunken, I guess, talk. It's not really a podcast because there's video as well. It's audio visual, so it's our drunken talk show. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but so this is basically us on alcohol talking about martial arts and martial arts related content.
Yeah, bro.
All right, and
Like the drunks we are.
yes, sir. Yeah, we're actually alcoholics. In case you guys didn't know about us like that. Anyhow, so we are going to pick a topic to discuss based on requests or questions sent in from our lovely followers over at Instagram. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, you guys should. It's Dragon Lords Official. Subscribe to our YouTube as well. And let me pull up these. Goddamn, what are the questions? Let me pull up these topics.
Thank you all for submitting the questions on
Yes.
the Instagram chat.
Yes, we really appreciate it. So
Yes.
thank you guys once again for submitting the questions, showing us that you care. Let me pull out these stories. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover my eyes. I'm going to just pick a random topic they submitted, and then let's see what we could talk about.
All
Okay.
right, let's see what the fans have to say.
Okay, so I'm just going to close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes.
Close
Close your eyes. I don't know if he's actually closing his eyes, so tell me in the comments if he was cheating.
I'm not cheating, y'all.
All right. My thumb landed on... Oh, okay, wait. This is... Okay, let me do it again. That was... That didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Wushu and Hongkyun. Okay.
Oh, Wushu and Hongkyun.
Wushu and Hongkyun. Okay. Let me just set a timer. So I want this to be 30 minutes is a good time, right?
30
Okay.
minutes.
So timer starts.
So is this
now?
This is the topic for tonight. Right?
This is the topic. Now the thing is, I think in my opinion, we should start talking about it. That's just kind of like the gist. But if we go on tangents and like it gets derailed, it should be fine. Like I just want to see where the talk takes us.
All right.
I
Yeah,
wanna see
this
where that
is
takes
just
us.
the first episode, so we're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like seeing how it goes. And,
Yeah.
So
it's
first-
very broad, right? Wushu and Hongkyun, in my opinion, I think it's very broad.
yeah, it's quite broad actually. It's like one is like an actual sport that has like a bunch of rules with like contemporary and traditional weapons and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the other is like specific martial arts, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know where to start, but I just want to start off by saying that I think I love Wushu, and this is funny. I think a lot of people associate me with Wushu on Instagram, but I actually don't do as much Wushu as most people think I do. Like, in my opinion, I think I'm the least Wushu person you could ask, because I don't know, in my opinion, I think Wushu is so crisp. I think modern Wushu is so crisp. Your form has to be absolutely perfect, and I just don't have that in me. Like, look at this, right? Like, I can't bend my hands like 90 degrees perfectly while keeping everything straight. So I think I'm more of a traditional martial artist. I'm definitely more of a fan of a traditional martial artist because just because I can't be as crisp or as perfect as a Wushu athlete. But I still have great admirations for Wushu. So that's just what I want to say. What about you, man?
Well, I'm gonna have to say one thing. You did win gold medal at Wushu tournaments, you know?
That is true, but that was a local tournament.
Nevertheless, a great accomplishment, bro.
Thank you.
Alright, I saw your training videos. You trained hard on the field, you know, with the Wushu, bro.
Thank you.
And you had a lot of traditional elements. Like, you performed, what was it? 7-star fist, you know?
Yes.
You did Wushu.
Mm-hmm.
What other events did you do?
That's all I did. I didn't do anything else.
So yeah, bro. I guess you with regards to what you said about like the tradition, like you're a traditionalist, I guess the fact that you did traditional forms like 7-star fist, I guess goes to show that you do represent more of the traditional side rather than like the wushu contemporary martial
Well, it's
arts.
because I don't know any other forms. All the forms I know are traditional. Like I don't. I don't know any wushu forms. I don't know changquan. I don't know nanquan. I don't know like anything. I just know like 7-star fist. I know like Shaolin, Xiaohongquan. There's a bunch of Shaolin stuff. I do a little bit like Hongquan, right, which is also traditional. And actually, that's another topic we're gonna discuss tonight. Or I don't know. I don't know. We'll see where the night takes us.
All right. Well, I mean, to be disclaimer, I guess we're not Hongquan practitioners.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
No!
But we have watched a lot of films. And we studied the films.
And we technically are Hongquan practitioners in a way because we have friends who studied Hongquan who's taught us. So we're not like...
So yeah, we do have a little bit of
legit
background on Hongquan.
Yeah, I think we have enough credibility to be talking about it, but definitely not as professionals, but as enthusiasts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like basically like I guess take it with a grain of salt, I guess you could say.
No, don't take it with a grain of salt. Our opinions are important.
Of course. Yeah, coming from legit Hongquan practitioners like ourselves.
Obviously.
Come on, we did Tiger and Crane, guys.
Bent fingers. That's how you know we're legit, because we do a bent.
Yeah.
We're going there tonight. Bent fingers only.
Yeah.
Bent finger gang.
Whoever does straight fingers is not a Hongquan practitioner. I'm sorry, Ben.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh, you know this is uncut, right?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No, it is.
Cut that out, please.
I'm not cutting that out. No,
no.
Well, we're drunk. This is drunken words are sober.
Drunken words.
Actually, wait, that's even worse. Don't say.
I'm
just kidding.
I'm not saying anymore.
Well, okay. I want to say something. Okay, personally, honestly, now this is like a character breaking moment. I think this is a very important moment. So. I'm super anal about like bent finger when it comes to Kyusao, right? This is called Kyusao, by the way. It means bridge hands. Anyhow, in Hongquan, right? And I'm super anal about bent finger, but I just want to tell everybody that that's actually an act. Like, I'm doing it ironically. I couldn't give less of a shit if you do it like straight or you do it bent. But personally, my personal preference is I like doing it bent because there's a few reasons, okay? First of all, I think it feels good, right? You gotta admit.
Yeah, it does feel good. It does feel good.
Doing this, like you're straining everything.
Yeah, exactly. You feel that strains, like, it feels a little bit difficult. I mean, maybe some people in Wushu may think it's like it looks cool for the
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, aesthetically pleasing, right? But it just feels more. It feels more right. Maybe because we did it like a lot more traditionally.
I agree. This feels so much more right. Like if you were to tell me, like, okay, I want you to do this just naturally. My most natural Kyusao would look like this. Now, I don't mean that you have to bend it so much that it's like that, but like just with a little curve. And I think it's sexy. I think real martial artists have curves, and that's sexy.
Yeah, curves, bro.
Curves.
Bent, you know.
Bent.
Hashtag bent gang.
Bent
right?
finger gang. Yes, sir. But so it feels natural, but also I just think it makes sense, right? Like what Liu Aoyong told Martial Club. Right?
Yeah,
like,
in that video.
If you keep it straight.
If you break fingers, like that.
Yeah.
So keep it bent, you know, you do have a little bit more resistance, you know, so like, alright, to all those who do the Q-cell, bro, like, bent finger gang for the win, you know.
Woo, bent finger.
Yeah, finger for the win.
But, in all honesty, if you do it straight, I don't really care. You know, if you were taught to do it straight, I'm sure your lineage has your own reasons. I don't really care, but we prefer bent, and then just for that, we're gonna keep being anal about bent finger.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
It looks cooler, to be honest. You know?
Honestly, it does. I think this is like, so aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, look at that, bro. Bent.
Would you say Wushu has ruined Chinese martial arts?
Controversial
topic, I know. It's so controversial.
I would say that, I mean, I'm not experienced with Wushu, but seeing the influence of Wushu, I guess it does open up to a lot of people to practice, to learn more about Chinese martial arts. So it's like a vehicle to learn about more Chinese martial arts. So it's like, okay, for those who want to go to Wushu, they can learn about maybe more specific topics in the end.
Right.
But when they jump in, it's more like a gateway. It's a gateway
drug. Wushu is a gateway drug.
Wushu is a gateway drug.
Quote me on that.
to
Well,
traditional Chinese martial arts. I quote this
Uh-huh.
man right there.
Quote us, Dragon Lords,
Yeah.
2022.
Exactly.
Wushu is a gateway drug.
Oh no.
Oh,
no,
yes.
bro. Oh no.
It's
bro.
just like alcohol. We're drinking now. Next thing you know, we're ending up in the homeless shelter, like shooting up cocaine and heroin up our
yeah.
sleeves.
Weed is a gateway drug, y'all.
What?
What? I don't smoke drugs.
High Master coming out soon.
I don't smoke weed, by the way. Disclaimer: I don't smoke weed. This guy probably does though.
Okay, you took like one puff. Though.
Alright, I didn't get high though. I didn't
But
get
you
high.
still
though.
smoked it.
I smoked it, but I didn't get high, so I don't count it.
Right, because I'm the High Master, not
Yeah,
you.
you are the high master, man.
You could be this hypo, but I'm always the High Master.
Yeah. Well, watch out for
High
420,
Master.
bro.
420.
420. That is the day that will be the release for our secret project.
Wow, spoilers.
I said secret.
But you just told them the date. It's okay. I'll whoop your. I'm just kidding. But what was I saying? Yeah. So Wushu. You think Wushu ruined traditional martial arts in a way?
I would say it ruined it more like it gave it's a vehicle for a way for
Right.
I guess maybe like people who want to learn more about Chinese culture can learn about Chinese martial arts.
Right.
So if they learn maybe like a compulsory wushu form, they might want to learn about maybe where the origins come from. Like maybe they want to learn more about Cha Chuan, you know? Cha Chuan is like a very, very good source of like for the contemporary wushu, you know?
Right.
So it's a vehicle for people to learn about traditional Chinese martial arts. But I believe that if you look at wushu, if you don't want to like maybe look at the traditional martial arts, I think it's a good way to like practice like a lot of like great athletic skills, maybe like coordination, maybe you know, maybe stance work, you know. So it does practice. It although it's a performance art, nevertheless, performance arts are really difficult to perform. Like you know,
That's true.
Yeah,
Like Cirque du Soleil, like those guys, right? Like,
those
that
guys,
shit ain't
exactly.
easy.
Exactly, bro. Stunts are hard to perform.
Oh, stunts are so hard to perform.
Exactly. Seeing like the Nandu, you know. It takes years to train that.
Fuck, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
The Nandu. Yo, I hate Nandus. They're so nice.
Bro, you can do
I can
backflips
That's
and beat twists and like side swap. You're tricking
you
master,
could like
man.
you could like side swipe and B twist and basically backflip too.
Yeah. You got all those traits, bro.
Okay, but like still Nandus are hard.
Nandus are hard.
That's why
like,
they call Nandus, right?
like
It literally means hard.
540 gyro, bro. Like
Oh fuck! Into the splits.
yeah, into the splits, bro. Like how do you even do that, bro?
How are your balls still intact?
Like exactly.
Okay,
bro.
I know you technically land on your legs, not your nuts, but still. How are your legs still alive?
Yeah, exactly, bro. So like Nandu, like, bro, like damn, like difficult, like skill, you know.
It's so
crazy.
nan, you know.
Yeah, so nan.
That's why they call it that. So here's my take. I think, in my opinion, I want to be as welcoming and I want to be as open to modern things as I can be, and I think I'm doing a good job. But I'm still a sucker for traditional Chinese martial arts, and in a way, I think Wushu really helps martial arts in general because it brings it to more people, because it's more popular. But in another way, I do believe Wushu is not doing necessarily just good for Chinese martial arts, especially traditional. Because I think as Wushu continues to grow and evolve as a sport, now the emphasis is on sport, right? It's technically not a martial art. Because in my opinion, and I think, and this opinion has been changed throughout the years, but my current opinion of martial arts is that you need to be able to fuck somebody up at the end of the day, right? That's where martial comes from. The martial, right? You need to be able to fuck somebody up in a fight, in battle. But there's also the artistic value, the beauty. And that's why it's martial art. If it's just art and it just looks nice, then it should just be art. But if there's no martial aspect, then right. Anyhow, I digress. But the thing is, I just think that like sometimes it's easy to misplace evolution. The term evolution. It's easy to misplace that term on things just because they're new, right? If things are new, we tend to say, well, it's evolving. But is it really evolution? Is it really a step up? Are we really evolving, or is it a step back? And is it a de-evolution, right? And that's the thing. That's something about, I think, Wushu that I believe one has to consider, right? Like people often like to say, well, okay, Wushu, they do things differently because it's an evolution of traditional martial arts. But then, is it really an evolution? I mean, it's new, it's newer, it's something new, but like, is it really evolving or is it devolving? Now, I'm not accusing Wushu of tainting martial arts, but I think that's just something one has to consider as a holistic martial artist, right? Because you have to also understand that just because things are new doesn't mean it's better, right? New things can often ruin older things. And what our ancestors have figured out hundreds of years ago might just be perfect or as close to perfection as possible. But we think we're evolving the art, but maybe in a way we're actually taking it back and we're just regressing. That's just, food for thought. Food for thought. Shout out to Food for Thought. You're a cool guy.
Great Instagram channel.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And thank you for enjoying our stuff. Food for thought. If you're watching this, we love you, dude.
So I guess from my perspective, I believe Wushu is like is a great way to promote like Chinese martial arts. So if we want to promote to the worldwide world, I guess. Like, for example, in Africa, for instance, like, with the influence of, like, Chinese influence for, like, the investments and whatnot, they're putting a lot of influence on, like, maybe specific sports with regards to, like, Wushu, for instance. So, like, when they put it to, so a lot of, like, African children are, like, learning about Wushu and learning about the Chinese culture. So, it is a great vehicle to learn about Chinese martial arts. So, from my experience with martial art, with Wushu specifically, I believe it's a great gateway to learn about maybe, like, the more traditional culture.
Yes.
But if you don't want to learn about, like, maybe traditional martial arts, it is, in general, a great sport. So, like, learn about Changchun specifically, learning about all the Nandus and whatnot, that is like a great, like, I guess, athletic skill that you can have, being able to do like a 540 and like do another additional 360 spin, and that is a great a skill to have, as an athlete. So I believe that it is a great vehicle to like promote Chinese martial arts. So maybe for those who are not interested, they maybe focus on more of the athletic parts of it.
Right.
For those who are interested, which I believe is maybe leaning towards maybe slightly the majority part of it, they want to learn more about the Chinese culture. They want to learn about the origins of the forms. Like maybe a lot of the Changchun forms came from like Chachuan,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Came from a lot of Changchun. So maybe people who study the Wushu forms want to learn about where the forms come in, where the application comes in specifically. Like Jay mentioned before, a martial arts in the end is about a fighting skill, which is why we have like which is why Wushu split up into Sanda and Taolu,
Taolu.
Exactly, Taolu.
And now we're getting more technical.
I guess. So if people want to focus on the fighting aspects, they can go into the Sanda. But Sanda also has origins in Chinese martial arts and maybe a little bit of Western. But with regards to the Chinese martial arts, you can look into the roots. Maybe they come from Chachuan. They come from Shuai Jiao, They come from like maybe Chinese boxing, like the way we throw a fist and whatnot. So a lot of that of influence of Sanda comes from traditional Chinese.
And I think body mechanics in general is just body mechanics, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're white, black, or Asian. Like like the way you throw a punch is how you throw a punch across all cultures. It's just body mechanics.
Exactly, as Bruce Lee said, a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick.
And like unless we have 2 arms and 4 legs, we do have 2 arms right now, so maybe 3 arms and 4 legs is a better example. Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. I think this guy is the more optimistic version of me, in my opinion. I think like I'm more like pessimistic and I'm more like realist sometimes. But then he's the more idealistic. He's like a young man.
Bro.
I'm like an old man. I'm like an old man. I'm like, oh, like is something good, really good? Is it really evolving? We have to consider. But like he's more idealistic. I think you're able to appreciate the more wholesome aspect. Like you were right. I totally agree. I think like even if let's say I'm not saying this is a fact, but let's just say Wushu is fucking up traditional Chinese martial arts. That's Wushu just completely disrespecting traditional Chinese martial arts. It's still a great way to keep your body healthy. It's still cool as fuck doing Wushu things. And that at the end of the day, it is still, like you said, a gateway drug to traditional Chinese martial arts.
Exactly.
So I like the way you think there, but right, and that's why you're the more idealistic, optimistic person. But being a fucking pessimist, and I'm old as fuck right now. I'm always thinking like, okay,
you're only a year older than me, bro.
Yo, you have no idea what a year does to you, bro. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, watch me in a year then, I guess.
Yeah, in a year you're gonna be just like me.
My opinion's gonna be like different.
You're gonna be just like me.
Oh my lord.
No, but and then there's me like the old pessimist. I'm just like, okay, but like it's really an evolution. But no, I think it's good. I think Wushu is good. I love Wushu.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love Wushu. I'm not shitting on Wushu at all. Like, I have a lot of Wushu friends, and I have nothing but respect and admiration for them.
Yeah. Painful demon.
Painful. But I just, sometimes I like to think, just like, is it really what it seems? But, that's just me, being me. But yeah, like what you said, right? Like, it's a great way to take care of your body. And I think at the end of the day, even if it's not true to traditional Chinese martial arts, doing a fucking 540 gyro 360 spin into the splits, like, bro, you're gonna get girls, bro. The panties be dropping.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that matters. Right? Like,
exactly
you're still gonna be cool as shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so don't let some old pessimist traditionalist like me tell you anything else,
Spanish only like 21 or
I'm
something.
22.
Like that.
Almost 22.
Almost 22, man. Let this 22-year man tell you that traditional martial arts are for the win.
Let me just tell you, yeah. No, but like for real, I'm still a sucker for traditional Chinese martial arts.
Well, I believe that every martial artist, like, I think they should learn about the application of the martial arts.
I agree, yes.
I agree. Learn how to actually fight, learn how to actually take
I
hits,
agree.
I
want more people to learn how to fuck people up.
And
Not because you should fuck people up, but because I think it's important to know how to fuck somebody up.
yeah, as a martial artist, like, I don't know, maybe people like they say like Wushu is like more of a dance. So if you combine like maybe the more the combative aspects, learn about the application of the forms, learn about the meaning of the forms, learn about like what the punch means, maybe like what movement, maybe this might be a throw, maybe a takedown.
The history behind
learn
the
all
form.
the history behind the form. Exactly.
Martial arts is so much more than just movements.
Yeah, it's more than just art. It's also like in the end, it's rooted all in combat. In the end,
Exactly.
But yes, I believe that Wushu is a great vehicle to promote like the Chinese culture, promote the Chinese martial arts, and I do hope one day it doesn't end up in the Olympics one day, so that it can get more influence throughout the world.
Me too. I think absolutely. I think martial arts, the more we do martial arts as martial artists, the more we get to understand what it truly is. And I think at the end of the day, I thought martial arts was just to look cool, and then I thought it's to fuck somebody up, and I thought it was to make movies, and then but more you go, it's like, no, it's part of our culture, it's part of our heritage. Now I say this: Chinese history and Chinese culture is ingrained within Chinese martial arts, and if you want to call yourself a martial artist, especially with Chinese martial arts, now I can't speak for other races or other ethnicities because I'm Chinese. But I think if you want to call yourself a Chinese martial artist, and I think then you need to understand not only how to look cool, how to perform movements, how to fuck somebody up with those movements. You need to understand the history. You need to understand the culture, the reason why, the historical context behind it, right? You know what Ranton said? He was like, certain Shaolin forms are created during times of peace that are more peaceful, while certain ones are created in times of war that are more violent. Right? It's just stuff like that, right? Like the context behind it and the culture and the history, that's all intertwined. And I think, in a way, and I took a course last semester, it was about preserving things, archiving things, right? Martial arts is an archive and I think martial arts is a very unique archive in a way, because martial arts especially traditional martial arts, is the only form of archive where you can almost 100% replicate it within the modern day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you mentioned with the Mongol village, right?
Yes.
In Shaolin, like in the Dongfeng area, they've been practicing the
Xiaohongquan.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
Xiaohongquan, for like maybe for like millennia,
500 years.
500 years. They've been doing the same way as like to the present right now. So like what you see in the present is basically like a reflection of how they did it 500 years ago.
It's as close as you can get today to see how Xiaohongquan looked like 500 years ago during the Ming Dynasty, the late Ming Dynasty. And I think that's really fucking cool, because that's an archive right there, right? Yeah. And 500 years ago, pictures weren't invented, film wasn't invented, right? There was no documentation of how Xiaohongquan looked like besides like images and illustrations, right? But the thing is, like paper, right? It gets burned down. Shaolin Temple gets burned down. A lot of things get lost when temples get burned down. But the fact that it's the culture and the history, Xiaohongquan, right, in particular in this scenario, right, the history of it is archived within like the individual and the body, the human body, and we're still able to appreciate and see it today because they passed it down through generations in the Mongol village near Shaolin Temple. That's really fucking cool.
That yeah, exactly, bro. Like just the fact that like the people way they perform it is the exact same thing as like back in the Ming Dynasty.
Like that's as good
that's
as
like
a time
historical
machine you get.
archive. That's like an archive.
That's like a fucking time machine. That's as close to a time machine as we get right now. And that's so fucking cool. And I think the way that like that's why martial arts is so much just more. And like the more you understand, I'm about to fucking cry right now, bro. I love Shaolin Temple so much.
Yeah, bro.
It's the more you get into it, like it's a rabbit hole. The deeper you go, the more you get into it. And it's just, I love martial arts. We love martial arts.
Yeah, we love martial arts.
This is why we're martial artists, right?
Yeah,
we're not just trying to fuck people up. We're not just trying to look cool, backflipping in front of lot
Yeah.
There's
a lot of history, bro.
Too much, so much history and culture,
history, bro.
It's fucking amazing.
It's fucking amazing. Exactly, bro. Like as you said, bro. There's a lot of history behind like, especially with traditional Chinese martial arts, because they're like they date back to like Qing Dynasty or like you can
or
go back
even
to
earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
We don't know how early, but I'm sure it goes back really fucking early. Yeah, and it's just another thing is just that fuck. Well, I don't even know what I was gonna say, yo. I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say.
But yeah, traditional martial arts specifically is like a vehicle to learn more about like the traditional Chinese culture specifically. Because it's like I said, it's like an archive machine back to the past, learning about like certain moves. Maybe you can interpret certain moves to like be in context within maybe the combats that like the people had to deal with back in the Ming Dynasty, Maybe like certain like equipment they had to use, maybe certain technology they had,
Yeah.
Influence the way that the martial artists back then had to do their forms,
Yeah. Like this, right?
Yeah. It looks like a bow and arrow, right?
Yeah, right? That's why it's the bow stance. Because that's how they shot it, right? It's so cool like that. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, it's a shame, in my opinion, that, like, all this, everything we've talked about, can only be appreciated if you do martial arts. And not only that, if you do it for long enough, I think, and you pour enough heart into it. So it's like, I want the world to be able to appreciate everything we've talked about, and I want everybody to be able to appreciate and feel and understand what we are feeling. Everything we've talked about. But I can't make it happen because you need to not only train, you need to train for a really long time, and you need to invest the time and the interest to digging deeper than what's on the surface level to really understand the history and the culture behind it, to truly appreciate. And I know not everyone's going to do that, and I think it's a shame. And I wish there was something I could do about that for the world to appreciate, but unfortunately I can't. But the thing is, if you understand, and if you can relate to what we're saying, then good for you, and you should just keep doing what you're doing, because I think this is a great life, and this is a great thing that we're invested in now. And honestly, I will never regret starting martial arts. I can't even imagine who I will be and where I am, or I'm going to be right now if I never started martial arts. I've never been happier, man. I've never been happier in my life than doing what I'm doing right now. I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
I know, bro. Going from Lego Man to like now.
I used to do Lego stop motion, bro. And then like I thought I was going to be a Lego designer. And then I wanted to be an actor, which is kind of close to what I'm trying to be right now. And then, next thing you know, I'm a martial artist. Now I'm a martial arts actor.
Basically trying to break into Jack Chan's stunt team, bro.
Yeah, wish me luck. Ooh, 2024.
Yeah, I hope you rock, bro.
Thank you. I can't let you down. I will not let you down, brother.
Yeah, bro, you will definitely end up in Jack Chan's stunt team.
And when I do, I'm going to get your ass in as well.
Foreshadowing maybe?
To collab with Jackie Chan?
Yeah, I hope, Jackie.
Jackie, if you're watching this, which you definitely probably not. But
yeah, please, tell
us on the stunt team.
Please.
We're really talented and hardworking.
Yeah, bro. Watch our videos, Watch Tiger and Crane.
Invincible
Tiger
and Crane.
Yeah, shapes, We worked hard. We studied your films,
It's all you, man.
It's all you, Jackie,
Dude, Hong Kyun.
This,
now, we were talking about Shaolin, now Hong Kyun.
Alright.
Legends say, when the Shaolin Temple was burnt down during the Qing Dynasty around the 1700s, the 5 elders of Shaolin were the only survivors, and they fled down south. And of course, Hong Kyun was... Fuck, how did the story go again? Nah, basically, Hong Kyun is associated with the Shaolin Temple. But is it really?
Oh!
Boom! Mic drop. Is it really now?
We're going into the myth now, bro.
Yeah, now. Because... there was no evidence of the five elders ever existing. And okay, you can say maybe the evidence was destroyed. Fair enough, but let me ask you this. I want each and every one of you to think about this. Okay, let me ask you this. Historically, the Manchurian emperors of the Qing dynasty, they were Buddhists. Kangxi Emperor himself wrote the sign, Shaolin Temple, on the front gate, on the mountain gate, in the 1700s. Why in the hell would they destroy Shaolin Monastery?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But the thing is, that is referring to you're thinking about the Henan Monastery,
right?
The Shaolin Temple. But have you ever thought of maybe Shaolin, the
Southern Shaolin,
the Southern Shaolin Temple? Exactly. With regards to maybe established in Fujian, Fujian
right.
region in China, and there is a lot of bases, a lot of rebel activities, in instance the Triad specifically.
It's always in Fujian, bro.
Yeah, the Hong Moon, they specifically stated that they were established by the Shaolin. They were disciples of the Shaolin Temple in the Southern Shaolin Temple. And it all burned down due to the Qing government trying to I guess repress those who are
well, no rebellion, right?
Yeah,
rebellion.
You don't want rebellion. Repress the rebellions against the Qing government, in the 1800s.
I don't know. I've never bought the story of Southern Shaolin, in my opinion. And I remember I did some research last semester as to why most likely Southern Shaolin never existed, but I don't remember because it was last semester and I'm drunk. So, but no. Personally, Southern Shaolin has always been a bit iffy with me, in my opinion. Right? I think I love the legend. Don't get me wrong. The five elders, Feng Saiyu, Hong He-gun, all those guys. The Southern, I love Southern Chinese martial arts so much because of the legendary aspect behind it.
Hey, the new MCU he's trying to make, right?
Yo, no. That's a secret project. Shh, you didn't hear anything. More information later. But I love the Southern Shaolin Temple. I love Southern Chinese martial arts lore. And on the surface, it does make sense, but I always like to delve deeper. So I personally don't buy the Southern Shaolin theory and the Five Elders, but I think it's a great story. And I think I'm open for it though. You know what I mean? I'm equally ready. If it's real, I'm so fucking ready to accept that because I love the story. Even if it's fake though, I'm still okay with it because I think the story, the legend lives on.
But you have to admit that there were rebels building in Fujian area, right?
Oh, I'm sure there were. Yeah,
a lot
definitely,
of right. Those type of guys,
So maybe it wasn't documented in history because it was always in secret.
Yeah, And in addition, even if you ask even though a lot of districts are Hong Kong, Wing Chun, they I guess
Oh shit,
we're this time.
No, yeah, we just gotta wrap up our thought.
But yeah, basically, with Hong Kong and Wing Chun, right? These are different styles and maybe they have a little bit of rival each other. They still reference the original source, that being that they originated from the Southern Shaolin Temple.
Right.
Same like Charlie Fut or maybe Bak Mei,
Right.
They all these styles, although they're all different and maybe the concepts and theories and whatnot, they all reference the specific story with regards to the five elders.
Right.
So it's all maybe heroes at the end, but I believe that because they're maybe from different regions and whatnot, that there is some credibility to the story. And in addition to the triads too, referencing that they came from the Southern Shaolin Temple in Fujian. So there's a little bit of evidence that there was sort of I guess the development of the Southern martial arts in the Southern Shaolin Temple in Fujian,
So what I heard, one theory, and this is I guess we'll just gotta wrap it up, but I just heard in response to that, I think they were just name dropping Shaolin for clout.
That could be true,
Yeah, it's if I just associate myself with Shaolin Temple, which everybody knows about, I'm sure more people is gonna join my cause. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta admit, theory. Though, that there was a lot of I guess antagonists towards the Qing government in the Fujian area, and maybe they have developed their own unique style of martial arts, but however they use the Shaolin Temple name because Shaolin Temple is it's a quite a famous institute for martial arts, so they might have borrowed the name Although they may have little to no connection. Though I do believe there's some connection because like there are evidence of like Shaolin temples battled the pirates. You know in
they send the monks.
They send the monks
the warrior monks
down to like like the Fujian area.
I don't doubt that Southern Chinese martial arts are rooted in anti-Qing sentiment. I don't doubt that. Like that could very well be the case. I just like the Shaolin involvement and how involved Shaolin is, I'm still a little iffy on. But that's just me.
But yeah, I still do believe that like Southern Chinese martial arts like Wing Chun, Bak Mei, like totally fun. They all have their roots in like the anti-Qing government, and like they specifically. Many of the stories reference that of the five elders, like, the burning of the Shaolin Temple.
Right.
Now, this guy specifically says that the burning of the Shaolin Temple may not have existed.
Yeah, it might not have ever been a thing.
Existed? But maybe
it doesn't make sense.
He's referencing to the Henan Shaolin Temple, like, in central China.
Which is the only Shaolin temple.
Whoa. You're trying to trigger a lot of people here.
No, but in my opinion, right, one true Shaolin temple will always be in Henan, Songshan Shaolin Temple.
Yeah,
bro. Will always be the true. For me.
Located,
disclaimer, for me. In my heart.
Right next to Luoyang, capital of China. Like
for like, many dynasties.
Ancient dynasties. But I do believe that there is a sort of, maybe they use the name Shaolin, but I do believe there's a Southern Shaolin Temple that was when they're referencing the burning of the Shaolin Temple and the 5 hours of escaping, they're specifically referring to the Southern Shaolin Temple in Fujian, and all the 5 elders. Maybe that those like maybe been exaggerated, but he had a lot of these styles like Tolifan Hongkun. They all specifically reference the burning of the Shaolin Temple and the 5 elders. So I believe there's some sort of credibility to the story regarded, and including the triads too. All they also reference the Hong Moon, how they developed from the Southern Shaolin Temple, in Fujian.
See, this guy's always the optimist.
Bruh, nah.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, wraps it up. Yeah.
Hey, we managed to stay really on topic, more on topic than we thought. Like we basically talked about Wushu, we talked about Hongkun. So sweet. Well, if you guys enjoyed just watching two drunk martial artists.
Let us know in the comments that if you want to see more.
Please, if you guys want to see more, we're so down to do more of these. Like this is honestly easy content, bro. No editing.
Exactly.
Just get drunk and talk about martial arts, bro.
Like
this is easy content.
Swirling my head around.
Yeah, this guy was like.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
All right. Once again, thank you guys for watching.
If you guys if you guys liked it, definitely tell us in the comments because we're so down to make more of these. Also, we're gonna open up honestly, if you guys have like more topics you want us to talk about, send it through the DMs. But yeah, honestly, this is such fun. This is more fun than I thought it would be, and I already thought this was gonna be so much fun. But yeah, just two drunk martial artists.
Two drunk guys talking about like kung fu topics, I guess.
Hell yeah! So once again, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Dragon Lords Official. Buy our merch. T-shirts are sold out, but hoodies are still in stock. But very few of them, like less than 3. So you better grab one quick if you don't. If you want one of them. I think that's about it.
That's about it. All right, then I guess see you in the next big podcast or the next video.
Definitely the next video. Keep your eyes out in the near future because we are gonna drop some bangers.
Yeah, bro. Only Dragon Lord's quality,
Hell yeah. You can't find that anywhere else but from us. Dragon Lord's quality.
Sir. All right.
Dragon Lords
out.
Oh, wow. That was great.